Hello friends, in this video we will discuss about the power transfer equation, power angle curve and effect of power system stability operating near steady state stability limit. This is our lecture number 63 of our free course ETAP. In addition to that, I will tell you that in between this video at one point I will give a one job also, that is the vacancy in the Saudi Arabia. The job location is Saudi Arabia. There are vacancies from project director to the project engineer. I will give the email ID also, the number of years experience you needed, and for that you have to watch this video completely, and in between you can get this job detail. You can join our WhatsApp group and Telegram group. The link is given in the description. In the previous lecture, we have seen this. These are two machines or synchronous machines. Here, the machine is generator, and this is another machine. It is can be motor or infinite bus or only another generator. EG is the internal voltage, and this is the reactance diagram of this simple SLD single line diagram, and EG is the internal voltage of generator, and XG is the internal reactance of the generator. XL is the internal reactance of transmission line, that is reactance of transmission line. Sorry, I have written here the internal, it is the reactance of transmission line. And XM is the internal reactance of the motor or a grid, and XNet is the net reactance, that is the sum of these reactances, and this is the vector diagram. And delta is the load angle or rotor angle or power angle, and it represents the angular difference between the internal voltage of the two machines. If we talk about the power transfer equation, you have studied in your BTech course that P is equal to V1 by V2 divided by X net sine of delta. V1 and V2 are the receiving end and sending end voltages, and X net is the net reactance, and sine delta is the rotor angle or a power angle sine of that. According to this equation, P is directly proportional to V1 and V2, that means higher voltage means more power transfer, and inversely proportional to X net, that is the net reactance, that means higher reactance means less power and lower reactance means the more power. And P is directly proportional to sine delta, that large power angle means more power transfer, but it is the sine of delta, but it is a sine of delta, so it has a limit for the delta where the maximum power transfer can occur. The power transfer between two synchronous machines is given by the sinusoidal curve called the power angle curve, and the equation is given below. This is the same equation which I had discussed. This is the power angle curve, and you have studied this thing in your BTech and master's course. The power transfer depends directly on the sine delta voltage and the inversely proportional to the reactance. At delta is equal to 0, that is this point, no angular separation. That means when angle delta is 0, that means there is no angular separation between that, the rotor angle is 0. No power transfer is that means power is not transferred, there is no power transfer, and generator is running under no load condition. The region that is greater than 0 and less than 90, that is this region, it is called the stable region. In this, the power transfer increases with the increase of the delta. This is the normal operating condition, and if the disturbance occurs, the system returns to the stability. This is the safe operating region of the power system. At delta is equal to 90 degree, that is this point, this is the maximum power transfer occurs here, that is the maximum point. There's a maximum point at which the maximum power transfer occurs. This is the called the steady state stability limit, and here the maximum power transfer occurs safely. Now for a region that is greater than the 90 degree, that is this region, this is called the unstable region. Here with the increase of the delta, the power transfer starts decreasing. If there is any small disturbance, the delta further increases, that the power angle further increases, which will lead to the loss of synchronism. This condition is called the pull out or set up out of the machines. This is the company name, this is the job description, this is the company name is AS Systems, and the vacancy is these are the vacancies from project director, project manager, project engineer, and you have to send your CV at KSA jobs at assystem.com by mentioning the position in the title in the subject line. And this job is related to substation design and overhead transmission line. These are the vacancy experiences needed. You can apply to this job if you are fit, if you have this experience, that much of experience. Now we will see the effect of the power system operating near the stability limit, that is steady state stability limit. To understand this, we use the valley and mountain analogy. This is the valley and this is the top of the mountain. First, imagine the football is resting in the valley. When you kick the football, it will climb to some extent and then come back and go to the next side and finally come back. That means it oscillates for some time between this point and finally comes to rest. This is exactly how a lightly loaded power system behaves when a large disturbance such as a three-phase fault or sudden load addition or rejection occurs. These disturbances can cause the rotor angle to swing slightly, swing significantly. However, if the system is operating well within its stability limits, these oscillations will gradually damp out and the generator will regain synchronism. Typically, this condition occurs when the rotor angle is around 10 to 20 degrees. This operating region represents the lowest disturbance stability. Now imagine the same football, but at this time it is balanced at the top of the mountain. In this case, even a small push is enough to make the football roll down and fall off completely. This represents the power system operating very close to its stability limit. In this condition, the rotor angle is close to 90 degrees and the system is heavily loaded. Even a small or a minor disturbance such as a small increase in load or a minor voltage fluctuation can cause the system to become unstable. This phenomenon is known as small disturbance instability, and it is more dangerous because the system has almost no stability margin. Under steady state condition, the rotor angle must not exceed 90 degrees. Therefore, the 90 degrees is the steady state stability limit. However, some books are claiming that if the fast acting automatic voltage regulator are used, then the situation can change. Besides but the condition is that if the rate of increase of generator's internal voltage is faster than the rate of increase of rotor angle, then the electrical power output can be increased even when the rotor angle is greater than 90 degree. As a result, the stability limit can be extended theoretically up to 130 degree. Now we will see what will happen when the synchronism is lost. The machines may alternate between acting as a generator and motor as acting as a motor. That is, the generator, the machines can oscillate between motoring action and generator action. That is, in this figure you can see this is a generator and this is motor. When the synchronism is lost, they will oscillate like that. It will be act as a motor and it will act as a generator, then oscillate back. In this way, they will oscillate from in motoring action and a generator action. This leads to massive power oscillations and power surges that can be several times the rated capacity. These surges can propagate throughout the network, affecting other system components. At the same time, the rapid acceleration and deceleration of the rotor causes several shaft torque oscillations and extremely high mechanical stress on the rotor shaft and couplings. In extreme cases, this mechanical stress can physically break the generator shaft. In the next lecture, we will take the example in ETAP and study these effects in the ETAP. Thank you.